welcome back, my buffed Sagat brothers and sisters. Buffed! We are winning a little bit, feel a little bit sorry for everyone that's playing the game at the minute. These little drip feed patches, I don't think that's the way forward. Especially not when you've got a lot of people crying out to invest time and money in the game. However, it's alright for us Sagat mains, but if I was another character main, I don't think I'd be too happy about what's being released anyway, you know? But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the king. And luckily for me, I have a little folder here in my Street Fighter 6 comparisons. I recorded a bunch of stuff before the buffs came out. Clever me! I've been doing this for a while. So I recorded lots and lots of different spacings of things just to compare how they would work. We know how they work, but it's always interesting to see. Let's get into it. So, getting straight into it. I have a video footage of unreleased video of me actually saying I want light Nexus buffed, and the guys on the Discord will know me saying that was kind of my big change. I wasn't fussed if the low things came in. Obviously, now we'll get to that in a minute. They're in and they're awesome, but I really thought that this move just needed a bit more range, and the main reason, and I kind of come up against a few debates with the guys, you know, no, you just space it right, or you just do that, you just use drive rush, and I'm like, I always thought I shouldn't have to use resources or really specific spacings in a game where no other character is doing that. You know, no, Ryu's just throwing out whatever the hell he wants anywhere. And why am I paying the tax for a spacing thing? The real issue was, if you wanted Light Nexus to connect, you needed to do 2 jabs, right? But that is a that punish there was guaranteed. That's a guaranteed punish if you put Ryo, for any character. So I had to if we put, he's got 2, if we do, what will it be? It'll be 3, won't it? Yeah. Put him back in the middle. Like, so the game was forcing me, if I wanted to like, why would I stop there? Why would I stop there? I have to keep going, right? And because you have to keep going, then they know that, right? So they're like, he's locked in now. I'm just going to DI. I'm just going to DI. I'm going to, you know, he's not going to stop there. You could stop there if you did the spacing, if you put him to 2, say. You could space it. That didn't work before. It had to be the medium version. There was lots of funny things. It was just awkward. And the real kicker was, once you went out into the 3 territory, so this, that actually whiffed. So in the old game, I'll put the clip up now. I've got the previous clip of what it looked like. So you were forcing me, you have to go all in, or you have to whiff the Light Nexus. There was no in between. You know, I wanted a third option where I was like, I can do it from a safe-ish spot. A few guys were saying, oh, you want safe chip pressure and stuff, but that's the game, man. That is the, like, look at Akuma, look at Ryu, look at Blanca. Like, nobody is paying those sort of taxes for those moves. So I didn't feel it felt right. So now you can do this, and it works. And the main thing is, if you turn that off, it works on block also. That would whiff before. Now that's still not a bulletproof situation. If you're a Ryu player, you have a 5 frame. That's a punish counter. But now I know that he knows to stand up, so I can do this. I know he has to stand to do that. These are little matchup specific knowledge things, or I know that he knows how to punish it now. and I just let it fly. I do let it fly now, because there is more mind games with it like this now. I don't want to spend a hell of a lot of time on it, but I think it's Sagat's main tool. Not going to go down this path, but his shots are terrible. This is the worst fireball in the game. One of the worst fireballs in the game. A total 50 frame fireball, jump reactable. If anyone remembers Urien in Street Fighter V, this is Urien's fireball, and back then, if you don't remember, people were saying you can just jump reaction Urien's fireball. It takes him straight out of the game. Same with Sagat. So and taking away the different speeds, and even his DPs are worse. Like, there's no doubt about, in other areas, like, you know, the big combo is good, but this is an 18 frame heavy DP. You can't anti-air this point of the screen with that. You have to use a heavy kick, or maybe you just let them jump in. His medium DP is 10 frames. I guess, and even his light is good. It's 5 frames. The only thing is it goes straight up. I think Sagat's anti-airs are actually a little bit weak. Or they were until the buffs, anyway. We'll see the back heavy punch buff in a minute. But I suppose, I'm rambling a bit here, but the point is that the removal of the main Sagat, you had to give me a really, really good replacement, and I didn't think the Nexus in its last form was good enough to strip away the old Sagat. I didn't mind changing. You change if you like. You give me rush down, elbow, brawling Sagat. But if you were going to make this 50 and my anti-air's worse, then whatever you were replacing it with, it better be damn good. Especially if I cannot cancel lows, you know? So, what do you guys think? Am I going a bit extreme there? I went off course. So, another change for the Light Nexus. I think this one's quite big as well. If you did a drive rush, say, drive rush standing medium punch, and that's when they walk back. This is the old game here. Drive rush in. See how that whiffs? So you couldn't, you could go for the low, check into the high, confirm, but the Nexus would not connect. See if we show it one more time here. That was a pain. That was so you had to go to the DP, which means you're committed, and so you're either hit confirming the DP or you're just stopping your block string because you can't like Nexus. But that's gone as well. That's good. That's good. So if he does decide to light punch again at any point, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna work in our favor. Into the meaty. You forgot you had wake up super on. I bet you that's what they do anyway. One thing to be just slightly aware of. There used to be setups where you could whiff the Light Nexus, they would parry and you would throw the parry, so it would be like there it would whiff, they would parry and you could throw them. You can still whiff the Light Nexus like this with 2 stand jabs. Unfortunately though, if you do make them parry, they do parry it. So that looks like that's for sure gone. You won't get them baits anymore, which is a little bit of a side effect of the range buffs, but I like it better the way it is. And just the final point on Tiger Nexus, nothing to do with the buffs or changes, just something I thought I'd throw in here. The crouch and medium punch Light Nexus is a true, see how that whiffed? It still whiffs, but that's a true block string there. If you want to catch them mashing, if you want to catch mashers, you use the medium punch into the medium Nexus. Just the gap is bigger and it catches them. Nothing to do with the buffs. I just thought I'd throw that in there for the new Sagat. So, I think we can make a whole video on Nexus spacings. But let's move on and maybe we'll return to Nexus. This was decent. See how that does over. So that does a full bar and a bit. Why am I picking that combo? Only because I recorded it before. And if you look here, I think I must have been mucking around. It's only 1 bar. Now when you use this in your chip damage combos, you're getting an extra kind of quarter of a bar. I think it ended up, it was 2, I can't remember this exact number. I think it went from 6 to 8,000 DG chip, or 6 to 800 DG chip. So that's really good actually. It's noticeable, I think, more if you do something maybe like this. Not like that. That's nearly 2 bars. That's all safe. This. If he jabs at any one of those junctions, he's cactus. Chin, bang, bang. He's gonna die. It doesn't matter when he pushes the button. He's dead regardless. Which is huge. It's just huge because he's going to have to take that chip if he's standing up. So the next buff ends up being probably one of the more kind of buffs that a lot of people ask for. A lot of people are upset about, but I'm not sure it's going to be as impactful as they imagine it will be. It is, of course, the walking backwards for 30 frames, just so he does it a bit. If we put him to block, oh, he will block and walk back. That's what a lot of people were doing against Sagat. That's what a lot of new players were having trouble with. I was a bit, how can I say it? I thought this situation was mucked up enough that it kind of balanced not having a confirmable low out. Having a standing medium punch too meant that they were kind of trapped here between, will he do it immediately and I'll get hit? Will he stagger it and I'll get hit because I'm delay taking? Will he stop and I'll parry and get thrown? Like that's quite a messed up strong situation for Sagat. As soon as you block a standing medium punch, you're essentially in a kind of three-way guessing where, should I press a button, should I take the drive gauge? Like even just thinking of this as a drive gauge kind of scenario, you block 2 of them, I think it's half a, is it half? Yeah, it's more than half of a drive gauge. So then they want to parry, they start parrying, they get thrown. I thought that situation was quite strong anyway. Now you cannot block 1 regular, do this and connect that. This does connect. If we put the walk back off just for a second, this does connect. I'm gonna have to put the block off as well. I'm all over the shop today. Put the block off. So say you did it from about here. That connects. Now you can finish that off with a DP. That didn't work before. There we go, the 3 hits. You had to do this before, point blank. That always worked. But now with the standing light punch, you can be a slightly further out. So, example, imagine you get thrown in the corner from Ryu and he does a shimmy. You can wake up and kind of, there is something there. There is something that to get you out. But before, if they shimmied you there, it was very difficult, and it still will be difficult. They'll have to, you will have to pretty much immediately wake up, crouching medium kick. You don't need to do that. You can do the DP. I don't think any form of the knee works. Messed up the combo. Yeah, no. So you're not gonna. You can do, I guess. Or if he's standing, because he will be standing because he's shimmied, you could do this. Didn't work there, didn't connect, but it should connect. Too far away. Do you see just even how it's not incredible? That will be good for beating shimmies, but it's not bulletproof, you know. If they go out of the standing range jab, out of the range of the jab, then you can't do anything. You're still stuck in the corner. But that's the main change there, that they've added one more hit stun frame. This is now 5, and it was 4 before. So going back to my earlier walk back, if we put it back onto the walk back for 30 frames, you can do it off of a drive rush. If we block all, then that will work there. You'll need the drive rush to get him close enough. So say he does do the walk back option off the drive rush, he can't do it anymore because of this buff. Saying that, you could still do that anyway, but obviously the main thing is going to be counter hits, because on a counter hit, so say, let's say for example, it'll be hard to set up in the training dummy, but say you did this and Ryu just he pauses for a minute. Let's imagine maybe he takes a step back and he does a crouching medium punch or something like that. If you hit him on the counter hit, you should be able to, yeah. So there, or you can do. That's quite big. That's quite big, because this situation here is he already has to guess. This is +2. The guess is still there, but now Sagat has another option. You know, if it hits him, if he says no, I'm going to press the button, or he's slightly out of range. There will be times, unfortunately, Sagat has a thing where his crouching medium punch, the active frames is like split, so that the tip of it is actually 8 frames. It may screw you there. Still works. I don't think that's as huge a buff as the community. Actually, nah, I was going to say I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. Everyone is saying Sagat's, you know, he's too good now. He's too good. I tell you what, Sagat is not as good as this guy. Still not as good. He's not as good as Akuma. He's not as good as Mai. He's not as good as Ed. I don't even think he's as good as Blanca, to be honest. He's getting there. He's getting into that second tier rung of good characters. But you're not going to see Twitter posts of Angry Bird saying I'm picking up Sagat, or oh yeah, we're all jumping on Sagat. These buffs really only help Sagat players out and fill holes in their game, in my opinion. What do you guys think? I don't think adding this, the crouching medium kick, and even the Nexus buffs, people are saying it's filling holes. We like Sagat's weaknesses. Of course you liked Sagat's weaknesses, but we didn't. We didn't like getting DI'd all the time, or having nothing to deal with the walkbackers, whilst the better characters don't. I don't think you can have it both ways. You know, you can't have all these incredible top tier characters. I've mentioned them already: Ed, Mai, Akuma, Ryu, Blanca. Who else is in there? I mean, there's some good characters in this game. So I don't think these changes just drastically elevate him to like Sagat's completely broken. I think he's just a very good, solid character. So there is a stealth nerf in here, which is strange because it's not in the notes. Varying degrees of it's the end of the world to it's not that big. I kind of sit more on the we'll be okay line. Some people that are devastated, it's of course the meaty fireball. If you knocked someone down and they were getting up, this fireball used to hit them on their standing frames. There was, and there still is, but for some reason on this move, there was some frames when you wake up, you are considered standing. I'll show you this tweet. Just give me 1 sec. So this is Jimsy on Twitter. He follows me. Hello, Jimsy. Give him a follow. He does all this hitbox business, which is very cool. Anyways, his clip is saying what they've done is when you used to get up. So these are your hurt boxes. These are what you interact with. The game is basically a bunch of squares that look like characters, and the red ones interact with the green ones, and that's how fighting games are made. When Sagat wakes up here, there is no hitbox there, because you can't be hit when you are on the ground. That's why the green has disappeared. This is your proximity box. Now, just as Sagat stands up, did you see there was a green square here? Let's see if we can pause it on the exact frame where he just woke up. He's waking up now. There! This box here. This is just a regular knockdown. It always appears. It's a fighting game thing. So if you do Sagat's level 3, for example, and do a forward heavy kick, which does not hit crouchers, it will hit crouchers for this frame. That's a setup. I'll show you if you don't know that one. But what he's saying is, for some reason, when Sagat throws the medium punch shot now, as he demonstrates here, that it disappears. It doesn't exist anymore, which is super strange. I wouldn't have thought that's what they would have done. I think he's got another version here as well, just for the corner, just in case it was a distance thing. So he's going to wake up. The little green box just flashed. Did you see it? And now, as soon as he puts the medium punch tiger shot on the screen, for some reason that box no longer exists. It's such a strange change. See if we can pause it on the exact. There's the tiger shot. And sorry, my phone's going off, but we'll just finish this off. It never exists. It's not there. You cannot hit it with the red box anymore. Very strange, but that's why that nerf happened. It hurts because it will still stop supers. Let's just pause there. So there's a bunch of supers in the game that are not fireball invincible on wake up, so that this will still work. You can get like plus. You see, it does combo. I think you're hugely plus. But that worked if they didn't push a button. Now, it was my personal opinion. So people are saying JP would have got harder because Fireball on JP's wake up beats the amnesia. If we just, maybe we'll put JP on and I'll show you what we mean. Wake up reversal. I've already got it on. Of course I've already got it on. That doesn't work. Well, that's quite powerful against JP. But the reason it was more powerful is because obviously JP doesn't have to wake up OD amnesia. He can just wake up and block. At which point, the high tiger shot will still hit him on those standing frames. Doesn't work anymore. So I think the main problem is if they woke up with a crouching light punch, this didn't work anyway. The act of doing a crouching light punch on your stand up removed that green box. So I thought this was a risky play. Bonchan used to use it a lot for some reason, which is unlike Bonchan. He's usually against higher risk things. Blaz, on the other hand, I don't think he was ever a big user of the meaty fireball in the corner. Myself, didn't rate it other in matchup specific stuff like JP, which wasn't really for the crouching thing. So yes, it's a nerf. It's I guess considerable, but depends which way you look at it. The fact that it always lost to wake up jab, I didn't like it. You know the level that we play online. You know, you'll watch Blaz and you're watching a completely different game to what we're playing. You watch Blaz and you jump online, you are not playing the same game. You're getting 6 DIs around, 72 wake up jabs. It's just I guess at higher level where people are less likely to take risks. It would have been good, but I don't think it's going to affect us much. What do you guys think? I'm okay. I'm not okay with it being gone. It's a bummer, but I'm not like, oh my god, my high shot meaty's gone. Not when we've already got standing medium punch. There is a bunch of things you've got in the corner. Just to show you what is weird about it. If we put JP to block after the first hit, after this super, if you immediately forward heavy kick, you will get the meaty. You will get the meaty crouch frames. Oh, I gotta make him crouch. Yeah, he is crouching. He is crouching. So, again, just watch JP. He's set to wake up and crouch block. So, yes, that works. However, the way out of that is also, if you are not a Sagat player and you want to avoid that situation, you simply just wake up crouch jab. Although, to be fair, I have not had anyone wake up crouch jab me in this scenario. Everyone eats the block stun there for some reason. That's how you avoid that situation. Oh, this ended up a bit of an epic video, innit? I've not talked Sagat for a while, and next minute we're rambling on. One for the diehards. The other buff was there was this other active frame on the back heavy punch. Now, I recorded a bunch of these of Ryu jumping in, and what would always happen was Sagat would just straight lose, or it would come up as a punish counter. And they would fly away. I'll show you the clip. But now what's going to happen is I think if you're going to anti-air with this, you might as well buffer in the medium shot, because if you hit them clean, you'll juggle. If you don't, you can recognize it and DP them off of a trade. So we'll start the replay. So you can actually super there as well. Missed. It's going to be risky. It's not foolproof. So you can get him there, but if you get him clean, you can get the juggle. It's hard. So that's not bad. 2070 damage. You could probably ultra one there too. Ooh, missed it. Hang on. See if we don't get the trade. Oh no, it misses. That's a bummer. I wonder if you can delay it slightly. Yeah, you can. You just got to delay that ever so slightly. That's actually a little bit awkward. Oh no, it's not too bad. You just got to press the punch a little bit later. So you can drive rush. I don't know what I was attempting there. That's actually not too bad. So that's that change in a nutshell. I'll show you the ones where it fails. Anyway, guys, this video has blown out to epic proportions. This was the change log. There was other things on here. I don't know. The Tiger Knee Crush apparently whiffed sometimes. If you got the first attack, the second would whiff. Can't remember that happening to me. To be an issue where I noticed. Weird Capcom change. There was some minor pushback adjustments for the Nova Tiger heavy kick. You could still throw after that in the normal version. I checked that before he was buffed, so I'm not really sure what the difference is there. Somebody else might be able to chime in with the heavy kick ender. You could still throw and pressure after the heavy kick ender. And this Tiger heavy punch third active frame, apparently this dropped sometimes. The animation version would drop. So yeah, I'm not sure. Again, that seems. I checked this collision push box on active frames, pushed 1 or 2 upward, making it difficult to unintentionally sneak under opponents in high positions. But I checked it and it didn't seem. I thought what that meant was this DP would have a hurt box. Just as he's going up would be fatter, so they couldn't jump over your head or things like that. But I checked it and I can't tell the difference there. So it's not a visible change. But anyway, guys, we better get going. I will make another video on how to play Sagat now that we've got a better version of him. Meaties, setups, buttons, you name it. And stay tuned.